Hello, people, on this misty and mildly wet morning. So, what came to mind this morning was actually a comment that was left a couple of days on one of my posts that basically said, "Well done for adding to the pile of doom scrolling." And I thought it was quite interesting. And doom scrolling, for those who are not really familiar with it, I believe means when you just look at a piece of content for a few seconds and you flick and move on to the next thing, next thing, next thing, without really consuming anything in any depth of time, which is a big problem in society as a whole, really, at the moment. I think people grab the headlines but don't actually take a look at the detail. And what I'll say to that is that I'm very grateful for comments. So the more that you can leave, the better for me, because it helps me obviously grow the channel. And then I can answer or give my point of view or suggestions, whatever, on the stuff that you communicate. Secondly, what I'll say is that doom scrolling is not something that you really should take up as a long-term fixture in your life. I think if you allow yourself maybe 10 minutes of entertainment in terms of flicking through social media, but then get laser focused on what you're actually looking for. So if you're working on stuff, if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to build a product, laser focus the search for those things, and get information from people like me who've have experience and expertise in certain areas, and that are sharing it for free to you. And then when you take that information in, that you take notes and that you see how some of it can apply to what you're doing, and then you put it into practice, and that's where you grow, and that's where you learn, and that's where you move forwards. So that's my thoughts on that. So there was a great saying when I was a fighter that there's a lot of armchair heroes. What that means is that people sit in their armchair watching the fight on TV, and they're commenting on, he's rubbish and he can't do this and he can't do that, and having an opinion, the armchair hero. But could they or would they do it themselves? Well, 99.9% of the time, probably not. And that's why it has the term armchair hero. Also, choice. Remember, we have the choice to choose where we spend our time, our energy, our money, and also contribution. It's very important to contribute people without an expectation of a return. So on that note, I'll leave you there. Take time to be aware of where you're spending your time, and go after and look for the things that are going to serve you, that are going to help you grow, and then put those things into practice. And I'll see you on the next one.